Hello everyone, I'm back. And wait a minute. I wanted to show that. Okay. Hello everyone, and I'm back. Okay, so this is another video I wanted to do about a couple of days ago. I actually came across this article way before I actually seen it from one of my subscriptions on my main channel. And after I looked at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I do want to kind of do that. And then I also thought this is pretty fucked up and why I don't really buy too many games from GameStop anymore. So yeah, let's get to it. So it says one of the most widespread hardware failures to play consumer electronics was the 360's red ring of death, an unfixable light pattern unaccompanied by an error code, unlike other Xbox 360 failures that represented one or more hardware components have broken down in some way. A new report claims that GameStop learned how to fix it back in 2009 and have been reselling the refurbished consoles ever since. The fix, it turns out, could very well have been temporary, which means the much derided GameStop was selling 360s marked for death. Well, that's pretty shoddy and shitty, and this is why, like, during like the PS2 days and the GameCube days and like older console gens, you wouldn't have no problem buying a used console, but nowadays it's like, oh man, I'm too damn afraid to even try to buy a used PS3 or to try to buy a used 360 or a used Wii or whatever, because nowadays it just seems like technology just gets weaker. I don't know. I mean, I hate to use that word, but I mean, look what's been happening as of look what happened, like with the whole Xbox 360 debacle and the whole red ring thing. I mean, like I believe it was a 54% failure rate. I mean, damn. And the PS3 definitely had its faults. You guys know how I lost my dang fat PS3, and I still miss it. It's currently sitting under my bed right now. I really miss it because when I first got it, oh my goodness, it was life. But not just that, it's just the whole fact that I lost a whole lot of my WWE card data and all that stuff on the fat one. And luckily, what I was lucky enough to actually get some of my stuff off of there, a guy that was fixing it for me, he was doing it for free because fixed it the first time, and it did it again, and then he was like, keep it on all day so it doesn't fail. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I can't just sit there and keep my PS3 on. Like, I don't know. Maybe keeping it on and actually following that, what he said would have actually worked. But I mean, you can't exactly do that when you don't have included utilities. So, but anyway, so basically, yeah, he kept it alive and was able to get a majority of my data off of it, luckily. um Games back then, there were a few games back then that weren't locked, so I was thinking ahead as usual. Actually pull some of that data with using my flash USB drive. Actually pull some of that data off of my PS3, old fat PS3, and put it on there and put it on my computer. Again, thinking ahead. So I was able to actually save a lot of my day, like all my Saints Row 2, Uncharted, and stuff like that. So it's currently sitting on my computer in a save file, and like, wow, I'm surprised that I think so much ahead. But yeah, PS3 definitely had its failure rate with the fat PS3, and the guy was actually telling me something about my PS3. Like when he was fixing it, he was like, what model is this? And I was like, the 40 gig non-backwards compatible or something like that, blah blah blah, PS3. And he was like, because these type of PS3s seem to fail more than the other ones. I'm like, are you serious? So I was like, man, this is a bummer. So basically, while he like had that PS3 in his possession, well, trying to fix it or save as much as my data as he could, I was already online buying me a brand new PS3, a slim PS3, and that's basically what I've been using ever since. I still miss my fat PS3. Oh my gosh, I just kicked my keyboard. How you do that? I don't know. I have very long extensions. Anyway, it's a last console generation iconic four quadrant circular light on the 360's power button was the cause of much heartbreak. If everything was in working order, the top left quadrant inner power symbol would glow green. If something was amiss, quadrants would light up red. All four if there were an AV cable error or the top and bottom left if the console was overheating, for instance. Game Informer estimates that 54, yep, I was right. I didn't even read that part. 54.2% of 360 consoles have experienced a red ring, meaning more than half of the 360's owners have a hardware failure war story as part of a Business Week article that detailed how retail chain GameStop has thus far managed to stay afloat in an ever increasing digital world. The site reports that GameStop was reselling temporarily repaired ring consoles. Now, it's surprising that there are some owners of the Xbox 360 that actually haven't had any of these problems. So, like, congrats to you if you still got your, the original 360 that you bought. Also, if you got the original PS3, because, even then, those things were freaking vulnerable. So, yeah. I'm also wondering that too as well, like GameStop, how they stayed afloat for so long, with all the shoddy business they go through. And I can't believe I'm like doing this. I wanted to I was gonna pre-order Saint, like I'm just still debating, man. Like I'm confused. Like I don't know if I want to get it off, like pre-order Saints Row off of Amazon, or if I want to go straight to GameStop and do it. I don't know, or have it shipped to me. But I don't want to. I don't like ordering online when I pre-order stuff because of the fact that they actually ship it when it's released. So that means when it comes out the 20th, that means that's when they're gonna ship it, and I'm not rolling that way. I need it, now. You know what I'm saying? I had that problem with WWE 2K14 when I pre-ordered it off of Amazon, and then instead of taking like a few days to get here, even at the release date, the shit took like 2 weeks, and I'm like, ugh, never again. So I'm actually gonna try to go to GameStop tomorrow, and I'm just gonna freaking pre-order it there, though I don't honestly want to. But I have no choice for real, because I haven't had like my cards, or my car's changed over with the address, so obviously I can't order anything online. I tried it. I don't know why. Knowing it wouldn't work, and I tried it anyway, is ridiculous, right? Whatever. It never hurts to try. Yeah. The red ring was the result of a faulty connection between chip and motherboard, and despite a slew of questionable homebrew fixes found throughout message boards, almost always resulted in sending the console back to Microsoft for repair. GameStop's admittedly ingenious repair team discovered that by heating the top of the console while cooling the bottom, the connection between chip and motherboard could be fixed. The report states that GameStop built its own repair machine, which is operated by a $10 per hour employee and resells the refurbished consoles at near full price. While we all know GameStop is the dictator of trade-ins, it was company policy not to accept red ring consoles, even though they built the machine to fix and prep those very consoles for resale. So basically, they're big hypocrites, and basically, okay, they don't take red ring of dev consoles, but they fix red ring of dev consoles, and then they resell them back to consumers. Yeah, that's shoddy and hypocritical. Sadly, the fix is likely temporary. The GameStop heating and cooling method sounds similar to the famous towel method that spread across the internet. Remove everything that's easily removed, but the power supply from the Xbox 360, wrap it entirely in towels, plug the console in, and let it run for 20 minutes. Turn it off and unplug for 20 minutes, and it should work once again. The towel method often worked because it used the console's own heat to remelt solder on the GPU, but generally proved to be a temporary fix because of the inherent flaws in the motherboard that caused the problem in the first place. So it's entirely possible that the inflated number of 54.2% is not the result of Microsoft building so many broken consoles, but because previously broken consoles that would break again were being resold through retail stores. Perhaps that's good news for Microsoft's reputation, but certainly not good news for GameStop or the customers that purchased the marked for death consoles. Now, It's also been said that a majority of Microsoft's sales from the 360 actually comes because of the fact that a lot of people, when I guess if they tried this fix or maybe they didn't, and they will obviously go out and buy a new console, which actually proved to be true in some instances, that people bought new consoles if their consoles broke, if they aka red rings. So basically that's where the sales wasn't because, oh yeah, I'm just getting a new Xbox 360s because I have to get a new Xbox 360 because my first one just completely kicked it on me. So yeah, that was pretty shady on how they built the 360. I don't know how the hell it got so popular with it being all faulty and whatnot, but it did. Um, Also, GameStop shady as hell. They supposedly don't take red ring consoles in, but yet they take they take some of the red ring consoles and they fix them up and they resell them back to consumers. That's shitty. How they're still afloat is amazing. Like, I don't know, maybe people like getting fucked over, maybe people don't, I don't know, maybe they got plenty of funds, I don't know. Regardless of what, it's ridiculous. And again, it's a reason why I don't buy my console secondhand. Now, maybe if we were talking about like the GameCube, uh, in which I did end up buying like a second one off eBay like a long time ago, because it was cheap, and that's when, I mean, because it was pretty. I have a thing. I have a really obsession for buying something because it's pretty, and I really need to stop that shit. But yeah, I mean, consoles like the GameCube and PlayStation 2 are consoles that you wouldn't mind buying used because, I mean, you knew it would work. It doesn't have any of the problems. Well, obviously, with advanced technology, there's going to come some problems. But, with PlayStation 2 or GameCube, you wouldn't get those problems. So, yeah, yeah, I don't buy secondhand consoles. Let me know if you ever owned an Xbox 360 and if you yourself experienced any red ring of death problems, or if you ever got those two little lights but you thought it was the red ring, but it was really because the AV cord wasn't plugged in right or whatever. Let me know if you did, got any of those problems. Also, if you're a PlayStation owner and if you got the yellow light of death, because y'all know I did. I got the video on my freaking main channel somewhere buried in all those videos, and I did wind up getting it fixed. And at the end of the day, I did wind up getting a new console because it just was not working out, and there's no freaking way that I was gonna let it sit on all freaking day. It just didn't feel right to keep it on all day, you know what I'm saying? So, and maybe I should have listened to the guy. Did you keep it on? Yeah, I totally didn't. I'm sorry. But yeah, leave it down below. Let me know what y'all think. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, commenting if you did. And most importantly, thank you for subscribing if you did. It's definitely appreciated. Deuces. I'll see you guys later.